Okay, so you should be able to see me now. You're gonna have to probably comment on the comments that you can hear me as well. If that's all right, just make sure this is definitely working very quickly. You can. Good. Right. Well. Welcome to Twitch. Obviously, as I said, I don't do this very often, so I've got the old videos. So I do apologise for that. I'll get that fixed as quickly as I can. First of all, before I do anything else, if you're a Prime Gaming member and you've got a free subscription going, then hit that up onto the channel if you can. Let's get Tor TV supported as much as we possibly can. And welcome to the annual Tor meeting for 2022. It's going to be slightly different to what we normally do. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go like from person to person on video. It is just me on video. Maybe next time. But this one's actually booked into the slot for 2 hours. It isn't going to be that long, I hope, but it'll definitely overrun an hour. So there's quite a lot to get in. We need to get cracking. A couple of people have mentioned that it's a mandatory on their list. Don't worry about that. It's supposed to be a mandatory meeting for all of Tor, but of course we're going to delete the event after this and report one. So Subrat's going to be doing that now. So first of all, thank you to all of your efforts and dedication to our community over the past year. We are in such a strange place in the world. It feels, certainly in the UK at least, that COVID is starting to become the norm. I had it myself just last week. Seems like everybody I know at the moment has got it, but no one's talking about it anymore. We've got a war broken out in Ukraine, so the whole of Europe is basically trying desperately to catch up with what's going on. We've seen this impact on new game releases, all these kind of chaotic events that have taken place over the last few years, and that's slowed a little bit of our introductions into Tor. So some of the new games that we would normally have seen launch have been put back and back. But I'm pleased to see that our numbers are still holding steady despite this. And most importantly, the quality of our membership remains really high. So thank you to all of you. One of the biggest challenges that we've had in Tor is starting to come into effect. So finally, we've brought Discord in as an official platform, one that we can embrace and use to help our community to grow and hopefully improve our bond together. Now, I've heard a few rumours and kind of a bit of confusion and stuff on it, but hear it from me. The plan is not to remove divisional Discords, far from it. The intention here really is to embrace Tor's Discord like we never have before. So when we want to hold official business, we want it to be in that place. So if we're thinking recruitment and events, so the place we want people to be pointing initial recruits to would be the main Tor Discord. And of course, if you're going to be holding events, which is certainly something that's possible going forward, that would happen in the Tor-wide Discord. Divisional events still exist as they normally do. Now, the whole thing's made even easier with the introduction of the new Tor bot, thanks to Marv, and who appeared in our treasury report this month as well, and is tax deductible, I'm told. But we can officially now sync our permissions and our usernames, and we can even hold the events and capture the attendance of that. So the Discord bot's really jumping now. So massive thank you to Marv and everybody that's been involved in that. So a couple of other kind of major things to address. The Tor Discord is not a replacement for TeamSpeak, and I personally don't think it's ever going to come to that. They need to exist together, and we need to use them as tools, as exactly what they are. TeamSpeak's really good for this kind of stuff, so we can host a huge amount of people together, really high quality voice. We can see where everyone is, what everyone's doing, all that kind of stuff, see where everyone's having big events. And Discord is good for kind of constant ongoing communication. I certainly find it really useful as people message me on it all the time during the day on the app, and it's really, really good. So what we want to try and do though is that move the voice channels out of divisional Discords and into the Tor-wide Discords, and that's where we should be signposting all the new members. Why? Because we want the community to be using this platform as much as possible. We want it to be a fun place to be, and when a recruit joins, we want them to see the scale of our community. I can remember joining for the first time here, heading into TeamSpeak and just being amazed at the size and scale of Tor, especially as I'd never really heard of it before, apart from a mission that I used to play in Armour. So to come in and find so much else going on was really surprising and quite impressive, if I'm honest. And we think that really we want to safeguard that and make sure that we can kind of keep that going for future members onto the future. Equally though, if you decide that your division wants to be holding events in Discord, we've had a huge amount of pushback about, particularly from Vanguard units that are saying, recruits don't want to download TeamSpeak. It may be free, but they don't want to do it. They want to use Discord. Everyone's using Discord. That now is a possibility. So your division could decide that events are going to be held in Discord. We've got the functionality, we've got the attendance, and that can absolutely happen. So we're really trying to bring it in so that all of our options are open. We're not migrating to it. We're absolutely running both systems. And actually, if you're TFO and above and you need to attend meetings with the rest of Tor, that's going to happen in TeamSpeak. But it's all about working together and using all the tools at our disposal. If you've got any specific concerns about that and you want to discuss it in more detail, please reach out. I'm thrilled. A few divisions actually have already decided that they're going to just drop their divisional Discord and just go both feet into the Tor-wide system. I'm personally secretly sort of hoping that this is what happens, is that we start generating more activity on the Tor-wide Discord, and that starts to mean that people want to be there rather than being forced to be there. I don't really see that as a reasonable option. I want that to become a more popular place, and if changes need to be made to it, then absolutely let's make sure that happens. But a couple of places, like I said, a couple of divisions have already decided that they're just going to ditch what they have now and just go full in on the Tor wide. I'm really excited about seeing what that looks like, and how that's going to be kind of move into the sort of future, if you like. Whatever's happening, Discord's a really hot topic. We're all with you, and if you've got suggestions, then please speak out and come and talk to us. Talk to people like Mars, speak to the guys in Ops. Come and speak to me if you want. I'm fascinated with it. I really want it to be a success, and I want to help you to do that. So that's Discord. Let's turn on to the main topic that everyone's talking about, which is Tor 3.0. And I joined in, I think, 2012, and everyone was talking about Tor 3.0 then, and it became a bit of a running joke. Last year, if I turn back to sort of February last year, when I was ALC, Brave and I were, if you'd have asked us, we were convinced that by this time next year we'd have a new website running because we were told it was nearly there. And last year at the all hands meeting that I told you all that my first meeting as CIC turned that on its head. And actually the website was nowhere near ready. In fact, it was in very early stages of its development. So that has put a huge pause on a lot of our plans moving forward. It's my first year as CIC. And we basically went straight back to the drawing board. What do we do from here? How do we kind of move this forward? So we started by contacting a huge group of companies, and massive thank you to all those that were involved in that process. There was lots of people out actively hunting quotes. We had some really surprising kind of responses to what the cost was of rewriting our website. So we had a huge fundraiser, really successful fundraiser. Massive thanks to all of you for kind of donating to us and to really pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And I also reached out to Sam Blues and Sid the Sloth, who I knew from my Armour days, and they came to TeamSpeak and we had a little chat about what was in the art of the possible. Now, the problem has always been in the back end. So we've always been able to get hold of people that can do front end development, but the back end has always been something that's missing. And to be clear, the back end of our website is a full member management system. It's a software platform, and most of the vendors that we reached out to basically stopped talking about websites as soon as we described what we did, and they started talking to us about this bespoke software system, and that's where it sort of really gets scary. And luckily, Sam and Sid are back-end developers. So fast forward to where we are today. We've made the decision to go with Sam Blues, Sid the Sloth and the team, and their newly created Software Engineering Corps. The team started with the back end first, obviously, and they've made huge strides on that. And we're now at the point where the front end is sort of catching up. So we've got a huge amount working in the back end, and the front end is being sort of connected up to the front of that. And it's getting closer to what I would consider the sort of exciting times ahead. So you may, this going on Twitch isn't all about you seeing my face, although we should definitely do this, why not? But you may be less surprised to hear that we're going to have a little bit of a demo. So it's very much work in progress, but we are going to show a little demo. But just before we do that, I just want to talk about the fundraiser for 2022. So every year we have a fundraiser. It costs a lot of money for us to keep Tor running. And we've got various income streams such as the web advertising, Twitch, We've got the shop, we've got donations, and many of you will donate regularly to your divisions, but of course that money just goes straight into the division funds. The main central tour fund is what keeps the servers running for the current website, and of course the new website and TeamSpeak and bits and pieces like that. So it costs us around $7,500 to run tour from the central fund every year, or a lot more than that in general service if we put the division stuff in there. And every year we have a fundraiser to make sure that we can afford to run it. So we had an amazing fundraiser last year, off the charts, and it was all about making sure that we were sort of ploughing everything into making sure that we were ready to do the website side of things. So as a result of that, we are where we are. We haven't spent $50,000 on a new website. Not that we had that money, but that's kind of what we were looking at. We've got a team of dedicated members that are really throwing everything they can into making sure this works for us. And, you know, they're doing it for nothing. They're doing it for their kind of love of the community. And as Sam actually said, you know, if he has kids, he wants them to be able to join tour when they end up, you know, getting a gaming PC and all that kind of stuff. We want it to kind of endure into the future. We're 20 years old. We're 21 years old. You know, we can drink now in every state in the US. So let's make sure it lasts for another 21 years. So what I want to do is I want to do things slightly differently. So for this fundraiser, I've spoken to Treasury and a few other people. We've got enough in our account if we have no funds that we would effectively pay for the servers and everything else, pay for tour for the next 12 months. So what I want to do is do it slightly differently. So I want to ring fence everything that we earn from the start of this meeting for the entire of this fundraiser, which is going to run for 4 weeks. And basically, the whole fundraiser now, we're going to have the same sort of targets and stuff like that. But what we want to do is have that every pound, dollar, euro, everything that we get is going to be ring fenced just for web development. And that means that we've got additional funds for additional software, modules, bits that we need to purchase to speed up development. If we need someone to come in and develop a particular piece, like the TeamSpeak bot, for example, that's got a specialism in that, we can outsource it if we need to. The plan at the moment is absolutely that we don't need to do that, that we're going to be able to create this thing. It's going to roll out later on this year, and you know, it's effectively going to be developed by our members. So what happens to that ring fence money, right? So we're going to obviously use keep it all for tour. Obviously, it's not going anywhere else. What I want to do though is take a chunk of it. Let's say we don't spend any of that money. Take a chunk of that pot and throw a massive party in honour of those people that have made the website possible. So the SEC crew that have built this from the ground up for us. So I'm talking a week long, loads of events, prizes, absolutely in honour of them. Let's really make this thing pop. So that's what I would love to do, and that's kind of where I see it going. So we're going to still have the contingency fund. So should something go wrong, we could, you know, it's been developed in a common software language, so we could get someone else in to do it. Everything else, we're protected. But if it goes to plan, as we expect it to, we launch this thing later on this year, when we have a massive party, a massive celebration, as we say goodbye to the old website and we say welcome to the new one, and thank you to all the people that have made it happen. So that's the plan. So the target is just going to be what it normally costs us to run this website. It starts at the start, or it started at the start of this meeting. We're going to run it until the next TFO meeting, which is the 10th of April. And our target then is what it normally costs us to run. So it's $7,500. And as I say, every penny, every cent, everything that comes in is ring fenced for the website and held together for that purpose. And let's see if we can absolutely smash it and then have a huge celebration on this. So with that said, I think I promised a demo of the new website. So I'm going to try to move this across. Hopefully the sound still works. And we'll see if we can get a bit of a demo up and running. Fingers crossed.
Hello and welcome to our first reveal of the current progress that we've got on the new tour website. I'm just going to remind everyone that obviously we're very, very early on development still. A lot of what you're going to see might have bugs to it. It won't look perfect or particularly beautiful or pretty. We're going to do another pass on the front end. Obviously, once the back end's all sorted and we've got it all mirrored up, so it's very much more of a functional website than what we'd actually release at the moment. So please do bear that in mind. But without further ado, this is the landing page that we've got up at the moment. So this is what you'll see when you get to the tour website in a logged out state. We can do a lot of different things with this, such as show all the games that we've got, and we can pop out and click on them, see all the information, change logos. We've got full control of the whole website. So without further ado, I've already got an account, so I'll log in. If I can remember the password. I can. So we'll hit here, and this will be similar to what our tour current login state you see, where you'll get like quick links, so events that you're invited to. It's more of a personalised page for you, is what we're thinking at the moment. We've got games, which is our different divisions and units. So games will be all the different divisions that we've got, and then admin will be all sort of like your corpses and everything. You click into these. You can see all the different people in them. You can manage the unit. You can add more people. You can add positions to different units in there as well, along with members. And you can create new units under sort of each sub-unit, just like you can with our current website. So all these forms and the admin forms is all going to be changed to be sort of made to look a lot prettier. But at the moment we're just currently hooking up everything, making sure it works, and then after that we'll do the pass to make it look good in mobile views and look good just in general. Events we'll come back to in a bit. Onboarding we've got done in the back end, and I'll talk about that in a second as well. So we've got the admin dev panel, which again is for creating units into the top levels. So say a new game, it's going to be, that's what we'll call it, 7th, 6th. Oops, show you it working. Go back to games, 6th corpse has appeared. Manage unit, let's create new game under the corpse. It's going to be a division, and let's call this brand new game. Right, so if we go back, we've got 6th corp, we've got new game, and obviously so on and so on and so on. Let's add myself to this new game. If we go back again, so there we go, I'm under there now. And then we can also add a position, and let's assign me to it. There we go, somebody's is now the commanding officer under there, and CO's there. So that's all working. If we go into the profile page, obviously we'll have more information on here. We've got work happening with the movement and the officer notes and everything. The commendations and medals and everything is in there now as well as search, so you can search for other members. Let's go to somebody's test. So on here as well, we've got Walt's done a really good job on this, but if you click on the commendations, you have a flyout menu on the right hand side and all your comments, and obviously you can add more comments, adding the comment, and it just comes in a nice list for you which you can scroll down to. Got your comment, and yeah, I just really like this flyout menu that Walt's done. We can manage the member, we can change the rank, we can add a new commendation. So let's go distinguished. Did a great job. Once 73 or 83. There we go. Let's go back, and then there it is. Right, so that's all there. So that's all working. That's good. And obviously, again, colours and everything will improve and change when we actually get to that point as well. But yeah, so there's loads more that's actually going on in the background. We've got loads more to show. At the end of this sort of clip, I'm going to show Flying Dutchman event system as well. He's done a really good job on that. And we've got onboarding such in there as well. So look forward to showing that in just a second. So the way the onboarding system is going to work is slightly different to the way our old system works in terms of the actual user flow. So when a new person hits the website, obviously they'll see this. When they register, we'll only take a very minimum details off them. And that's basically going to register them as a guest. and that gives them access to instant messaging, sort of external forums, and haven't really been hit with that massive form that we've currently got on tour, where you have to basically fill out a full application just to hit our website and explore and contact people and talk to people, which is working for us at the moment because the tour website's not really used for a public place. It's more you give them the website to apply once you've already spoken to them. But obviously with the new website, we want it to be this can be handed out everywhere, the link to this, and we can use it as a good way to sort of actually hit people and recruit people. So that being said, you'll basically, once you've logged in and you've hit that page that will always show me see all the games, you'll be able to click on join game or enlist in the game below that game. And there might be a big button in the actual nav bar as well that says enlist or join us. So I'm going to show you it in the background because it's not done in the front end yet. So all I've done at the moment is basically create a new user called All Hands Meeting. This person's going to try and draw the tour website at the top. Obviously, we would normally do a game, but it's just easy for demo. So we do that. We get the applicant, and we see that it's Mr. All Hands Demo or Mrs. All Hands Demo. And this will look very, very familiar to anyone who currently does boot camps or the onboarding system. So you've got your basic approval, indoctrination, boot camp or introduction, your notes, your time zone and whatnot. So the first step is you normally come in and you approve. And again, that changed. He might assign a DI at that point. We go back. So Sam Blues has now been assigned as the drill instructor for this person. And then Sam Blues might go, okay, well, let's finish the boot camp. And yeah, boot camp complete. And I might do the introduction as well. Again, approved. So those are the big 3 steps, and obviously then you do your tokens and whatnot as well. So that's all the basic flow, which again mirrors what we do now. It's just a different step. So this is to someone that's already possibly been around the website, you spoke to via instant messaging, or you've been told to talk to by someone on the website team that's been messaged, or however it works out. And then obviously click complete, and then that's it, that's done. And then if we go back to the units, we'll see that the All Hands demo has now been actually pushed to that unit. And if we go back to get applicants, that doesn't exist anymore. So that's been archived into our previous applicants or past applicants menu. Obviously, we'll do things like if that person's been rejected, we'll do the cleanup on the call sign after a certain amount of time. So it's gone somewhere that we can actually use rather than just being a history log. But it's already put that person into the unit like we do currently with the current website. That's all there then. And obviously, and that for the COs, SOs, XOs to move them into the right squad and such. But yeah, so that's all working in the back end already. We just need to hook it up in the front end. So next I'm going to show you, well, I'm not going to show you, sorry, Flying Dutchman's going to show you a demo on the event system in the back end, and that's really exciting as well because that's changed, I believe, a lot for the better.
On top of the features of the current website, the event system on the next tour website will have a number of new features and quality of life improvements. In this demo, I'll show the current progress of the event system and I'll explain some of the new features. This demo will only show the back end as the front end hasn't been completed yet. We'll start with creating a new repeating event. Repeating events on the new website will support weekly events just like the old website had. It will also support monthly events and events that happen every X number of weeks, so every other week, every 3 weeks, and so on. Here we'll create an event that repeats every other week. Once the event has been created, we can invite some members to this event. Invites work slightly different than what you may be used to. On the old website, an event would either be optional or mandatory. On the new website, invites will be optional or mandatory. This means that one event might be optional for one member and mandatory for another. This could be used for, say, the TFO meetings, where you may want to make the event mandatory for CCs and TFO but optional for the rest of tour. Here I'll invite two members. One will get a mandatory invite and the other will get an optional one. Here we can see all the invites for any specific event. As we can see both of the members that we invited earlier, member 1 and member 2. This event is mandatory for member 1 and optional for member 2. If we go to the events list for member 1, which we can see here, we'll notice that it says here that it's mandatory. If we check the same list for member 2, we'll see that the event is optional, even though the events are still the same. We can also remove invites on the new website. On the old website, the only way to remove an invite would be to either discharge the member or remake the entire event. On the new website, it can be done without any hassle. After we've removed member 1 from the invite, we can get the invites again, and we'll see that member 1 no longer shows up as an invited member.
So thank you all for watching. I'm sure you've all got lots of questions, so please do feel free to reach out to myself or Dutchman or Waltzy or anyone from the website team. Obviously, if you want to join and help us, we appreciate any application. We can sort of go over what we're using to create the website and the techniques and everything we're doing as well. And yeah, we just look forward to actually getting this done and showing you more, and we're gonna sort of open it up to everyone in terms of what we're doing, why we're doing it and what steps. We're trying to be a lot more open about it. We just wanted to get into a position where we're quite solid in terms of who's doing what, where we're doing it, and the sort of the route we're taking. But yeah, it's all really exciting stuff, especially with the event system. That's the first major thing that we're properly improving rather than mirroring from last time. So I know a lot of people, for example, will join the Armour event, or myself join the Valorant event, and I'd want to see that on my sort of events invites as optional events, so I remember where they are rather than having to go and find out where they are, basically. Or if your division's got a full-blown sort of special event where anyone's invited, you can obviously make that happen as well, so everyone sees it rather than having to filter it to their own game or try and filter it to your game. But yeah, as I said, please do fire any questions over at us, mainly via Discord. Use the Tor Discord to message us. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's not very 100% polished and everything, but we're getting there. And again, we look forward to showing you more. And thank you.
Always, this is the pleasure of today, right? We mute ourselves. There we go. I really hope that was as exciting for you guys as I think it is for me. I'm so proud of everything they've done, and the changes, even the little pieces of changes that have been made to the system, are game-changing changes. You know, even some of the stuff in the events, it's just unreal. Like knowing what it's like having regular scheduled events. Someone mentioned, could it be monthly? 100%. All that stuff is going to be completely resorted. And the beauty of this with SEC and the group of guys that are working on this, you know, it doesn't end when it launches. This is a core that stays in Tor, that we've got ongoing development, we've got future development happening. Once it launches off the bat, so it's 1.0, or we're going to call it 3.0. That's only the beginning, and that's where we see the website continue to evolve, and people can go and join it. Even people that haven't got huge amounts of experience but they want to learn, is somewhere where you can go in and actually gain additional experience working on our site. You know, there'll be a test site set up, there'll be kind of new implementations happening and being tested out, and the guys will be able to sort of run all that by and then launch it as a kind of a live update to the system. So it's going to be amazing. And you know, the whole purpose of this is Tor's last website. You know, we want this to we don't want to find ourselves launching this and in 10 years time we have this pain again. this is a fluid website. It's been designed in a common design language, and it is for the future, and it's going to be continually outpaced, ongoing. So we're always going to be working on it, always releasing new pieces for it. So huge kudos to those guys. Really hope, that fundraiser launches now. Hopefully we can get some links to that from the Treasury guys into the channel, into Twitch and into TeamSpeak. Everything that you donated as of now is going to be ring fenced for the website, and if we don't use it, we're going to take a huge chunk of that and we're going to plow into a massive celebration in their honour. And I'm really going to celebrate this success once it launches. There isn't a timeline as such, but just read into it what you can, and I'll hopefully be able to give you some more of that as the months kind of go on. One thing I will say, just to leave it, is that the guys really do need some extra help. The more help we've got, the quicker we can get this thing done. If you've got any experience with this stuff, even limited experience, please get in touch with Sam Blue, Sid the Sloth, anyone over in SEC or anyone in operations, or me, and we'll put you in touch and we'll have that discussion. The more people we get on, the better that's going to be, and the quicker we can get that across. So, this is the first all hands meeting that we've done as a start of a stream. So I think we should do this again. Hope it's been good for everyone. We're going to now jump back across to TeamSpeak and do the rest of the bits and pieces there. So thank you very much.